Welcome back everyone, I'm Aaron from Low and Slow Basics, and in this video I'm going to show you how to cook a tomahawk steak on the Weber Kettle. Now if you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing, that way you won't miss any of our next videos. So this is a beautiful 2 kilo tomahawk. We've picked this up from our friends at Austral Meats. It's the Black Onyx brand. We can't recommend this product enough, super consistent quality and always great eating. So first things first, we're going to season our steak up. You can use just salt and pepper if you'd like, but today we're going to hit it with an amazing combo. We've got our steak shooter rub, and then we've also got the grilled, the smoked, and the lovely from Heavenly Hell. Such a good combination. Like I said, you can use salt and pepper, or if you've got another favorite steak and beef rub, go ahead and use that. We're just gonna give this a nice even coverage on both sides. First, we're gonna layer down our Heavenly Hell rub, and then we're gonna top it off with our steak shooter. Right, so we're all seasoned up, so we're gonna put our steak aside for about 10 or 15 minutes. During that time, we're gonna get our Weber set up. We're going to be reverse searing this steak today, so if you've got another thick cut like a big T-bone, a bone-in ribeye, or a porterhouse, anything nice and thick, you can follow this method to cook your steak to perfection as well. So let's waste no more time and get this Weber set up. Right, so to start with, we're just going to use one charcoal basket, and I'm going to fill that up to about 3/4 full. Then we'll put a couple of firelighters down, get them lit up, get our charcoal chimney in there, and we'll pour our briquettes in, and then we've got the exact amount we need for the first part of this cook. So we've got about 10 minutes before those briquettes will be ready, so we're just going to let our steak come up to room temperature during that time. It's really important you do that because it's going to provide a much more even cook for your steak. And we're also going to get some smoking wood ready. I've got a beautiful little piece of black wattle from our friends at Natural Smoke. You can pick some smoking wood up, plus those rubs we've shown earlier on their website. I'll put a link down in the description, and we've also got some new merch out. I'll also put a link down in the description if you wanted to pick some of that up. Shipping worldwide as well. So we'll be back when these briquettes are ready to start this cook. Right, so briquettes are ready. They're nice, ashed over red hot, ready to go. We'll get them in our charcoal basket. Then we'll get our lid on, make sure both of our vents are wide open, and let this Weber heat up for about 5 minutes. Right, so it's been 5 minutes. Take our lid off. We'll put our smoking wood on. Get our cooking grate on. And our tomahawk. I've got the bone side facing towards the fire. It's just going to protect the meat a little bit more. Then we'll get our lid back on. So for the first part of this cook, we're going to smoke our steak at around the 250 to 275 Fahrenheit or 120 to 135 Celsius range. Now the beauty of reverse searing, or smoking your steak first and then searing it later, is it's going to allow your steak to come up to temperature in a much more controlled environment. If you were to directly grill that steak, you would have to keep a very close eye on it. If your heat's too high, you're potentially going to burn the outside before your steak is even cooked in the middle. So that's why I love reverse searing. Anything over an inch, I'll definitely reverse sear. Anything under, and I'll grill directly. So the first part of this cook, or the smoking stage, is probably going to take us about an hour to get to our target internal temperature in the steak, which is going to be around the 130 Fahrenheit or 54 degrees Celsius. So if you've got a meat probe, go ahead and use that if you want to. And if we need to adjust our Weber temperature, we're going to leave our top vent wide open, and we're just going to control everything using our bottom vent. If we need a decreased temperature, we're going to close our vent down a little bit. If we need to increase temperature, we're going to open it up a bit. So that's all for now. We're going to come back once we've hit our target internal of that 130 Fahrenheit or 54 degrees Celsius. Right, so we're just over an hour into this smoke and we've hit our target internal temperature. So now we're going to get this steak out for a rest and set up for a sear in the Weber. That steak is looking awesome. Let's get it out, wrap it in some foil and let it rest while we set up for that sear. Right, so this time for the sear, we're going to go with 2 full charcoal baskets. I'm going to do the same thing and measure it out again, so we've got the exact amount. And we'll leave them until they're nice, red hot, ashed over and ready to go. Now, letting your steak rest is hugely important. It's going to allow all of those juices caught up in the middle of the meat to gently relax through that whole cut, and you're going to get a much better eating experience. You're going to have a nice, juicy steak that's consistent throughout the whole piece. So because we're reverse searing today, we're going to let it rest in between the smoke and the sear. If you were direct grilling, then you'd want to rest it straight after you've grilled it. If you were to cut your steak open without letting it rest, all of those juices are going to run out and you're going to get a really dry sort of mouthfeel eating experience with your steak. I've been impatient in the past and I've only let my steak rest for a couple of minutes, and trust me, you will get a much better eating experience letting your steak rest for about 10, 15, 20 minutes. So we'll be back once these briquettes are ready and we'll set the rest of this Weber up for a sear. Right, our briquettes are ready, so we'll fill our baskets up. Then we're gonna get our sear plate on. Amazing bit of kit from Qtensils. Again, I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out, and we'll give that a few minutes to heat up. Now, if you just wanted to use your standard Weber cooking grate, that is fine. I just wanted to use this because I haven't used it on a steak before. If you're looking for a surface temperature because you are using a flat plate, I like to look for around 600 Fahrenheit or 315 degrees Celsius. So we're gonna wait for that to warm up and we'll be back. All right, we are at temperature. I've moved both of the charcoal baskets under the flat side because I want a nice, even flat sear. So let's get this on. I'm gonna give that about 60 to 90 seconds per side. Oh, that's about 70 seconds. Look at that. Give it a bit of time on its side. All right, this looks and smells amazing. Let's cut it open and check our doneness. So we're just gonna go straight down the middle. Oh, a dow strong knife just makes very light work. Woo. Have a look at that. Now, my favorite eating bit is the rib cap. So let's cut a couple of bits off and have a try. So juicy, so tender, so full of flavor. That is one heck of a steak. Obviously, it's a bit closer to the rare side. If you want your steak done a bit more, then just take it a bit further, but that is so unbelievably enjoyable. That subtle smoke flavor, that rub combination, that's an absolute winner. I've got some eating to do and I'm gonna go do that off camera. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.